Out YouTubers, how are we? Welcome back to the channel. Simon MK here again. So we are part 2 of RD350 LC back on the road. We've rebuilt the calipers. We're going to rebuild the master cylinder now. So fancy seeing a bit of that. Stick around, stay tuned. So before we can even rebuild the master cylinder, when you get off the bike, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the banjo bolt off. I've already taken off the protective rubber. And one of the things you've got to just have a look out for is the leaky fluid. So if you get a rag, there's a cable going in there, which is the brake switch. So I'm going to try and disconnect that first before I do anything with the brake fluid. So I'm just going to slacken off the 2 bolts that hold onto the bars, and hopefully be able to spin it up slightly. I'll better see exactly how it disconnects. It's been wired in somehow. The connection is under this tape. So I was assuming that there would have been a connection on that, but I don't know how that comes off there. It looks like it doesn't. It's a sealed unit, so I've snuck them 2 wires. They're going backwards already. So that's a switch for the brake light. We'll sort that out when we've got it on the bench. We'll take the banjo bolt out and hopefully not get fluid everywhere. So there was wingmer in there, left-handed thread. As you can see, it's already got a bit of galvanic corrosion in it already. Probably should have put some copper slip in it. So 2 10mm bolts on this side. I'm messing about with the spanner, which is a lot easier. So what should I have really has been what this bike is, a bit of protection. Not damaging anything, do we? Out a bit, some dirt there. So yeah, so that's the master cylinder off. Well, a bit of fluid left in it. We'll take it to pieces and we'll rebuild everything inside it. So quite similar to the calipers, what we're going to do is take it to bits. We're going to take it to bits inside the bucket. So the bucket inside the I'll take it to bits inside the washing up bowl, so if there's anything we do lose, it's not going to fall on the floor. Now if you're messing about with these Japanese motorcycles, what I should have done was buy myself a Japanese screwdrivers, because they are slightly different, aren't they? Look at that, all that gunk. Moisture, water, and that's what gets into your into your brake fluid. Brake fluid's quite clean, which is good. There's no residue, doesn't look like at the bottom of the master cylinder, which is good. So hopefully we'll be able to reuse this one. So we're going to pour this away, get rid of it. No idea how old that is. That's weird. I should have I'd have thought it would have had enough on the bottom of that. There you go. Oh, it's just tight, Captain. It's got a bit of rust on it. That'll help. Dry as a bone. Oh dear. Just come on that up, keep that out of the way. Awesome. As far as I get in now with a set of circlip pliers to get that circlip out. You don't have a pair of long reach. And a straight pair. This may do. No. So, after some swearing, some blasphemy, we finally got the circlip out of there. I found old tub of tools from my late father's, a set of circlip pliers. Well, I found about 4 different pairs, but this one works. Awesome. So we're back on. So yeah, this consists of a piston with a rubber. I think it's got another piston and a spring. Is still left in because this is the repair kit. So there's a spring still in there. And I think it's a secondary seal. I don't think it's a first seal. There you go. There she is. So there's that. So that's the stuff that's going to get taken off. So that looks, that goes on there, that's why. But one thing this thing didn't have was the there's a dust cap which goes on the end. So them 3 bits there are going to get replaced. So we'll get rid of them. So the cylinder looks in good condition, so there's no scarring or anything in there, which is good. Things we need to know. Let's put that aside. I've got a bit of a clean area. Sight glass is fully clean. What we do need to do. So we're all cleaned up now. We've sorted the circlip. We've got everything out of it. So what I need to just to do now is just to tin this copper. It's not going to because it's absolutely caked up, and solder some more wires to it. Tin's a bit better when it's clean, doesn't it? Do some jointing like that. And now what we're going to do, wrap it with a bit of shrink sleeving. To be careful with packets like that. I'll put the lid back on because you'll end up knocking it over and it'll go everywhere. So you can use hot air gun, you can use all sorts of anything with a bit of heat. But if you use your, it's only thin. Use your soldering iron or don't hang around so much. you won't end up burning it. So there's a shrink sleeving over it. Let's now put the original weatherproof gasket over it. There's a clip there that goes over it as well to keep the rubber on. So now we've got the two. So we've got that on there. So this one is a hot air gun. If I put it back on the bike, I'll get a bit of blackish tape on that. Just looks a bit cack at the moment, but right. So we've checked the switch and it's all working well, as well as can be. So now we need to change some parts in this master cylinder. First in is the spring, as usual. Here's a bit of red rubber grease. That's the main seal. Goes in lovely. So what we're going to probably have to do again is put it in the vise and put it all in together as one, because the circlip needs to go in, and the only way that it can compress to go into the its seating position is around that indentation which is there. So we need to stick it back in here. Just move you lot over to show that I am doing this stuff. It's not somebody else stood here. So that thing went easier than the other one didn't come out. And it's all seated correctly. It's seated in its groove. So I'm thinking that washer must go on there. And we've got the dust cap which fits over. Goes into the groove like Madonna would. That's everything back inside. As you said, 3 bits. The hardest thing is getting the circlip out. Everything pops out, everything goes back in. Grease it all back up. As easy as that, really. One of the things is just make sure everything's clean before we go back together. The lever can go back in. The lever. It's a lot better than what it was beforehand. And everything's running free. So all we need to do that's the expansion rubber that goes on. This rubber here that fits into the top there, once your brake pads will wear down further, you'll lose fluid out of here. This middle bit of the rubber, which is concertinas, and that will end up basically doing that. So that will deform and because there'll be a vacuum in there, and pull the rubber down, which will stop the air getting in, but then compensate for what's gone from the fluid. So one of the things when you're rebuilding something like this is to make sure that there's no holes in this rubber, because if there is, you might as well wang it, because it won't do what it's supposed to do. Little brass wire brush just to clean up the edges of this aluminium, because as you know it corrodes awfully. It sort of like goes to powder, doesn't it? By keeping that surface clean, you'll end up with a better airtight seal, which then in turn will make your brake fluid last longer, because you all get moisture and air in. So that's a rebuilt master cylinder from 350 LC. Easy as pie. There you go, boys and girls. Like I said on the last one, dead easy this, isn't it? You lot can do this at home. We had a few problems with the wiring, but you can overcome that. That's no problem. A couple of basic tools, a decent circlip pliers. So that circlip out, that was the hardest thing to get it out, and a bit of red rubber grease. All you need. Dead easy. If you got this far, thanks very much for watching. If you did think it was okay, give it a big thumbs up. It was a bit of a short one, but it's not that hard to do, as we showed. Next time, get this back on, bleed the brakes, and hopefully take the LC for an MOT. I've got another bike that needs MOTing before probably that one, but anyway. So yeah, thanks to all you subscribers out there. Still feeling very humbled, 820, 830 at the moment, probably when you're watching this. If you've got here and you're new here, don't forget, click that subscribe button, ring that bell. Every time I upload a video, you'll get a notification. Hate telling you, asking you, but please, just do it for me, please. Don't forget, I forgot. Don't forget, keep safe, ride safe, don't get COVID. And as they say, we'll see you soon.